A regular meeting of minds is essential to the smooth functioning of the business. It shouldn't matter whether the attendees are at the top or the bottom of the corporate ladder when it comes to meeting efficiency. Everyone loves a well-organized meeting that does not waste their time. However, facilitating a meeting may not come naturally to everyone. You'll need to learn how to successfully manage time and ensure all the attendees feel heard. In this video, I will give you 8 techniques to keep your meetings on track and effective. Number 1, be clear with the purpose. Everyone's time is valuable, and there's nothing more frustrating than being 20 minutes into a meeting and having no idea why you've been invited. In order for you to avoid that, you need to make a meeting's core aim or purpose so you can work towards it. When you emphasize a specific reason for being together for a discussion, you reduce the chances of getting off track since you are always working towards that goal. If you find the conversation drifting off topic, a gentle nudge reminding everyone of the purpose for the meeting might be in order. Personally, I like to write the purpose in a place that's visible at the outset of the meeting, or if it's a virtual meeting, I sometimes put the purpose in the top corner of every slide. I find my limiting the meeting scope to a specific purpose helped with the team dread that I used to sometimes observe when we used to have long rambling meetings. Note, I said used to. When the team know what they're here to do, we get to the solutions and ideas way quicker than winding, rambling catch-ups. Thinking about it, I think it also helped with my own stress levels too. It helps with the whole one step at a time vibe that I like to have with my big fat to-do list. 2, prepare agenda points. To keep everyone productive, there's no other way. Have short and efficient meetings. A great way to do this is to make sure that you and the team are on the same page about the meeting goals. Imagine you've called a problem-solving meeting with your team. In which scenario do you feel you have a better outcome? Scenario A, where you tell your team members what you need to cover in the meeting when they arrive, or scenario B, where you send a team agenda with everything you hope to discuss before the meeting. In case there's any doubt, it's scenario B. It comes back to the purpose point I made just before this. When people, including you, know the bases that need covering, they use their brain power to do just that, rather than spending the precious resource on trying to remember everything they need to cover. Being psychologically ready to tackle all the agenda points is a valuable trick to 10x any business meeting. I like to sometimes send a meeting prep note on Slack or email, or if I want to be very fancy and I'm meeting the team leaders, I like to circulate an editable agenda so they can add their own talking points. And so I can psychologically prepare too about the questions I may be asked to answer in the meeting. Number 3, focus on the main point. Discussing multiple or unrelated topics involves significant risks within a single meeting. It allows many opportunities to go off topic, making the meeting too long and losing your colleagues' attention. Not to mention the fact that you'll have to call it a day before you can make a final decision because your time has run out. Sometimes these types of meetings are unavoidable and have their place, but my advice is to keep meetings focused. In order for you to do that, you need to choose one main topic to be the meeting's focus and then round out the list with a few related and supporting things to complete the discussion. Through that, you'll be able to discuss everything without having to waste any time and lose anyone's interest in the meeting. I suppose it's like one of these videos. It's so tempting to talk about everything that pops into my mind, but that doesn't serve the purpose of me trying to share what I know and understand with you. Whilst compartmentalizing can feel restrictive, it ends up yielding far better results for sure. 4, use signposts and transitions. Words or phrases like first and foremost, the second issue is, the main argument is, and so on, serve as signposts. They indicate where the audience is in the presentation and highlight what is important to note or remember. When you move from one point to the next, transitions ensure that no one is left behind. I find transitions in oral presentations must often be more obvious than in written presentations. They show how pieces of content relate to one another and tie things together and improve flow. They not only inform listeners that you're moving on, but also where you're heading next. Oh, and maybe to wake them up too if they've fallen asleep. These signposts and transitions will help your team know what to expect, follow you, and understand the key takeaways from your presentation. 5. Bring all voices into the conversation. Service announcement. Meetings are scheduled in the first place because you aren't able to make the required decisions or take actions alone. The goal is collective work. It naturally follows that you must actively encourage each participant meeting to participate fully. Multiple viewpoints will be helpful in identifying chances for improvement, goal setting, planning, and implementing successful plans. Take advantage of this opportunity to be a good listener, to encourage individuals to share their ideas and opinions, and to examine multiple approaches to the situation. I particularly find this to be a great confidence building exercise for team members I am hoping to take on more leadership as time goes on. There is also a subconscious nod to respecting other people's thoughts and ideas, and sometimes, frankly, just taking the pressure off me of having to lead everything. A collaborative meeting is so much more fun than a 10-point PowerPoint presentation. 6. Prepare for an uplifting start. Every meeting, we set a goal to achieve 2 things straight away: to start on a positive note and to ensure that everyone's voice is heard. The meeting lead often starts out with questions about people's highlight moments, causes for celebration, or sources of excitement. This helps individuals relate positive emotions to their work and sets a positive tone for a collaborative meeting. Furthermore, by posing a question to which everyone is encouraged to respond to, all participants, and especially junior team members, will have their voices heard at least once. Don't underestimate the power of that. Number 7, know when you've finished your point. I get it. There are times when you are quite nervous in a meeting. Maybe you're thinking about if your team members are understanding what you're saying. Maybe you're thinking about what you need to say next to keep the flow of the meeting going. Either way, the chances are you will fall victim to rambling or repeating your point again and again, just because you're on edge. There's not much I can do to help you here other than to alert you to be cognizant of any tendency you have to repeat yourself or to go on and on. Maybe record yourself a few times and watch it back and ask yourself if you said your piece in the most efficient way. Whatever you do, leaving something like this unaddressed can expedite you to the reputation of being a boring team leader, or worse, an annoying one. Nobody wants that. 8. Send out a summary of the outcome of the meeting. For everyone to be able to be fully present during the meeting, but have an excellent follow-up on all action points after the meeting, the best technique is that once the meeting is over, send round a quick memo with a brief summary of what happened, what discussions were made, and any agreed actions. Making this extra bit of effort indicates to the team members the importance of the meeting and their role in the successful outcome. It feels obvious, but you will find such an improvement in your team's performance by the time of the next meeting, when, yes, you guessed it, you have to rinse and repeat everything again. Organizing a successful and productive business meeting is both an art and a science. Regularly analyze and reflect on your meeting performance to verify that you are adhering to best practices and identifying opportunities for improvement. Ask yourself if you reached the goals you established, followed the ground rules you expected to follow, and what can be improved for your next meeting, whether you met in person or virtually. As your meeting management skills develop, you'll notice that your business meetings run more easily and that your colleagues appreciate your efforts more. I hope this video helps you in running your business meetings. Until the next one, you got this. Hi, my name is Priyanka, and I have decided to talk to you like a newsreader until you subscribe to the channel. I suggest you subscribe to the channel very quickly, otherwise this will get boring even quicker.